Hello there, everyone. You know who I am. ETTemplar, Supreme Misfit Professional Dipshit. If you're watching this, it is Tuesday, the 25th. It is another scheduled video because I'm kind of being lazy and taking the week off. But here we go. The Ashley St. Clair Elon Musk drama. So it is. Here's just a funny tweet about it. Well, this one aged like fine milk, didn't it? Kamala can't help herself from bending over for a man to get ahead. And this is a woman, and I'm not going to blame all women here, okay? Elon Musk, the genius weirdo that he is, like JF Garapy, have a weird obsession with inseminating women and creating designer babies, right? Because I think this is what happened. It's artificial insemination. Or maybe the dude's doing it personally, right? I don't know, but Elon Musk has this habit of treating women like a fucking laundromat. He pays them per load, and he has quite an offspring of children through like 4 different women. He's kind of a little bit of a degenerate. So we can't lay this all at Ashley St. Clair's feet, but I think she is a how do you control a man? You control him through, well, sex could be one, and having a child. And Elon Musk's freedom of speech platform has anti-Semitism on it, right? It has free speech. It has people speaking their mind. So if a certain governmental agency could get a child of his that he may or may not, that he probably loves, they could hold that child hostage or over his head and get him to censor his platform. Well, there you go. Now you have the ace in the hole, because now you can threaten, you can't see your child. So it's a way for someone to control them. Of course, it's YouTube, so we can't exactly say this, but I can share this tweet here on screen. So I'll give you a few seconds to read this. So she's allegedly been paid by Israeli security firm. And that's suspect to me. I mean, if a CIA agent came to me and said, "Oh yeah, put your baby gravy in me," and then continued to wave the kid around and say, "This is your child, this is your child," and then try to extort money out of me or try to extort my freedom of speech, I would kind of be like, yeah, fuck you. So Ashley St. Clair, we have a video here we'll react to. And Ashley St. Clair has, for the longest time, grifted the right wing. We already saw that tweet where she made fun of Kamala for gobbling knob to reach the top, right? So here she is. She's kind of now doing this women's sexual liberation shit, right? And now she's gonna grift all of the simps for her. She's gonna grift the left and the liberals, because now that mini free speech platform man, Elon Musk, ooh, that dirty old dog. But it takes two to tango. So if you let him inject the baby gravy, right, then you're partially to blame. And if he wants nothing to do with your kid, if he's picked up on this chance to exploit him and exploit his freedom of speech. See, Elon Musk is the biggest threat to the world aside from Donald Trump. So they're bringing out Ashley St. Clair. It's kind of tragic because they're using her to get Elon Musk to dial up the pressure against Elon Musk and Trump. That's really what it is. It's sad, and Ashley St. Clair is being used. I mean, if it's true that she made $582,000 fucking dollars for doing this, and I can't really feel sorry for her. Because at that point you're no different. You're worse than a whore, because at least to be frank, a whore provides pleasure and normally doesn't use that against you. But here we go. We have this clip and we're gonna be reacting to. Here we go.
This video is not going to go over well with a lot of my audience, but I feel like I need to say it for record's sake.
Yeah, because you pointed and made fun of liberal women for sleeping around with dudes to progress their career. You made fun of Kamala Harris, but then you probably took a deal with Elon Musk to be used like a laundering machine where he paid you per load. And you can't exactly come out here on a video and speak about morality, because you're kind of a hypocrite. But I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be the only stupid shit she says.
a lot of the rhetoric happening on the right, women are fed up with. On this manosphere right-wing side of things, women are relatively repulsed by this. And these are women who most of you would die to have pregnant and barefoot in your kitchen.
Not really. Not if they're like you, where you're gonna hold my child fucking hostage, to censor my fucking social media platform, and to use as exploitation, or what's the term? I can't even think of it because I'm so pissed off. Um, of course, isn't it funny how you fucking forget a word? Ah, there it is. I finally thought of it. 20 fucking minutes later. Extortion is the word. If you're going to extort my child against me to try and, for political reasonings, or to get some kind of angle, that's bullshit. That is harpy. Like that's straight up evil harpy witch shit.
And they want nothing to do with you.
Oh no! So if they'll give me a chance anyway. Like Ashley St. Clair, what? Most women treat me like the Chernobyl exclusion zone. And not like that, again, if most of your women are gonna do shit like this, where you extort some man's child to get an angle for the Israeli security forces, or God knows who else, fuck you. I don't care if you're a trad cath or a trad woman. If you're exploiting a guy with his child, that's the dirtiest shit anyone could ever do, period.
Because for whatever reason, this discourse has been relatively one-sided about women and women's body counts and women's behavior, without any regard for the individuals on the other side of those interactions. And I'm the mother of a young boy, and I vehemently disagree with the rhetoric that all men are evil, and, the feminist rhetoric, particularly in 2016, 2017. But there should be a discussion. Yeah,
there should be a discussion. What about all that money you were paid by a manager at an Israeli security firm? Well, what about that, huh? What about that? Or you probably paying Elon Musk to, again, his baby gravy in you, and then trying to exploit him with his own son. But it's the man's fault. So you see where Ashley St. Clair is taking off her team's colors and putting on the other one, and she's I hope it's worth it.
Honest discussion about both sides of the sexual revolution and what's happened. And it's just not happening. For whatever reason, it is right-wing porn to demean women. And there's going to be people who hate this, but
because they're standards. This is coming from a traditional woman who's went scorched earth on so many other of her sisters and feminists and other women. Scorched earth and just destroyed them like fucking Vietnam napalm, right? But now all of a sudden it's right-wing porn to shame and dilute women. Yeah, because if men are going to be held to standards and morality, there's some man whores out there, to be sure. There's some terrible men out there, to be sure. But to play this two-sided hypocritical bullshit, again, where you've received a shitload of money from a manager for an Israeli security firm, or an Israeli intelligence, supposed Israeli intelligence? All right, aye, Captain.
Telling you how it is before you get slapped in the face in 5 years and wonder why none of these women want to settle down, because so many of them are repulsed by what's happening.
Yeah, and we're repulsed too that you would subjugate yourself to be treated like a laundromat washing machine, where Elon Musk could just give you a stack of cash and be like, squirt it in me, right? It's amazing. This is funny. So now she's playing the victim, and now apparently all trad women are apparently victims now, because men expect a standard, as if like the women expect standards too, and that's a-okay. I'm fine with it, but you can't exactly again come out here and play this two-sided bullshit game.
They are repulsed by the rhetoric happening. They are repulsed that there's so much emphasis on the behavior of women.
I too am repulsed by OnlyFans thoughts, but yet here we are, where women exploit lonely men, and to be fair, that's the men's fault as well. I'm not going to be a dickhead here. that's the men's fault for letting them be exploited by OnlyFans thoughts. But again, here again, she's coming at us with this fucking double standard and judgy bullshit. When again, this has to be prefaced, this has to be repeated, is using Elon's son to extort him for some reason.
While men can name more people on their fantasy leagues than they can name members of the school boards in which their
Well, because most men and their fantasy leagues and fantasy lists, it's a fantasy. They actually don't go out and fuck this list of women like a dirty man whore. They don't go out and smash box with this fantasy list. It's a fantasy. It's fictional. Now, I know women did that too. I mean, there wouldn't be a reason why, what's that movie? That weird, like, sex movie that came out? The dude's name was Grey. 50 Shades of Grey. So, again, here we have this impossible a feminized standard where apparently it's all men's problems, and we treat women so badly. But then again, if you expect to have no standards yourselves, men are going to treat you with the same standards you hold for yourself, or class of person you are. It's not some right-wing fear of right-wing porn to demean women. You do that yourself by your own actions.
children go to school. And so,
Oh no, men have sex drives like women?
I hope we can get there. And maybe some of this vitriolic rhetoric is the stepping stone, is a silver lining. It opens the door to some of these more honest discussions. But what's happening now, I'm going to tell you, women are not happy, and you can say whatever, you don't care. Women, repeal the 19th. Women shouldn't speak anyways.
That's essentially what we just heard. Like, no offense, but what a load of shit, Ashley Sinclair. You again, I'm at a loss for words because she expects to be held on a pedestal, while again she treated her pussy like a laundromat where she took money to take Elon Musk's load. Again, we're being crude here for the point of being crude. There's no other reason. And to be fair, Elon Musk is a degenerate. He has some kind of weird like fetish, like JF Garapi. Like JF Garapi loves having kids with like mentally retarded women and disabled like women. So it takes two sides to tango, but don't come out here preaching to all men like we're the fucking problem and pointing at us like we demean women and shit. When again, you have no standards for yourself and no respect for yourself. It goes both ways. The man and the woman, you have to have standards and respect for yourself. And if you don't, you're going to allow yourself or to treat others like slattered knee whores or man whores, vice versa, whatever the side of the aisle. So, in general and in closing, it's about how do you have respect for yourself? Do you have a moral standard for yourself? And whether you're a man or a woman, don't allow someone to father your children for money and expect that person to love that child unconditionally. But what we have here with this Ashley St. Clair drama is because she's been out of shape, because she's not getting the leverage against Elon Musk that she wanted, that she was paid to get to by a supposed Israeli security firm or whatever the fuck. And that's the true issue here. And none of the males are buying it. And we're going to let this shit go because we're like, I don't know. That's my 2 cents, and that's what this whole Ashley St. Clair drama is about. This is my 2 cents on it. If you don't like it, leave an angry comment, leave a downvote, unsubscribe or subscribe if you want. And in closing, here's, of course, these people's opinions do not reflect my own. And yeah, they support this channel with their time and money. And special thank you to viewers like you for even watching this. And that ends this, concludes Tuesday's video and my opinion about Ashley Sinclair and what it's all about. See you next time. God bless. Stay happy, stay healthy. And again, in closing, if you don't have respect for yourself or honor for yourself, if you don't hold yourself to a higher standard, then no one else will. period. Regardless if you got a hoo-hoo or banana. That's the moral of today's stories, ladies and gentlemen.
Patriotism is dead. There's only rebels and tyrants now.
A world ready for the righteous and the pure to inherit.
Don't believe in surrenders. No, I still got my saber, Reverend. Didn't turn it into no plowshare either.
I'm taking over this territory.